So as you grow into survival and bushcraft and you learn more, at some point you're going to come across the need and want to understand trapping. And trapping is something that is very important in a long-term wilderness living type scenario. And with trapping comes gear, just like anything else. So when we talk about the traps themselves, there's really 3 types of mechanisms that are going to trap and hold the animal. The first type is something called a foothold trap, and these are both style foothold traps. And what that means is the animal is going to step inside one of those traps. The jaws are going to close and hold that animal there until you get there and dispatch or release that animal. Now, there are tons of different style traps in every different category that I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you the broad spectrum. So if you see them around, you see them at a flea market or you go online, you'll understand a little bit of what you're looking for. And from there, my best recommendation is just look at the manufacturer's website and they will tell you what the different traps are actually used for. So foothold traps are broken down into 2 categories. We have long spring and coil spring. Coil spring traps are called that because they have coiled springs, and that's what actually makes them close. On the other hand, a long spring trap has long springs. So these long winged looking things on the side of the trap are actually springs, and that is what forces the jaws closed once triggered. The second style trap is something called a conibear, and conibears come in all different sizes. What a conibear is a kill trap, so it's a body gripping trap. Now conibears, unlike footholds, can trap a lot smaller animal and actually kill them. So if you're thinking about squirrels or rabbits in a longer type scenario, then this is going to work really well. Primarily trappers for fur use these a lot for water bearing animals. So the real big ones for beaver, and then mink and muskrat with this size right here. So how these actually work is that you squeeze this spring and then squeeze this together. What happens is there is a trigger in there so the animal will walk through. Once the animal walks through that, it sets off the trap itself, and it catches it in between there. So as the animal goes through, it crushes the animal down and you'll walk up on an already dispatched animal. And the last style of mechanism that is going to secure game or meat for your belly is something called a snare, or here in Pennsylvania they call them cable restraints. And how these basically work are they are set, which I will put a link below from a video I did last year on cable restraints and snares, to the target size animal, of course. So make a loop. When the animal goes through, it's going to catch the animal. The animal then can't back out of it because there is a locking device on it. Now, the downfall with something like a snare or cable restraint for a survival type scenario is the simple fact that these are really a one and done type device. Once something gets in it, even if it's something like a rabbit, many times they kink and twist the cable too much that you can't use it again. So you will have some cable for around camp, but you're not going to be able to use it to trap again. The upside is you can carry a lot of these. You can carry probably 100 of these and it's still not super heavy. So they're the basic mechanisms, 3. So we have the foothold, we have conibear, and we have a snare. They're the 3 mechanisms that are going to get meat for you in that long-term wilderness or survival type situation. So this was Dan Walker, Coalcracker Bushcraft. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com. And until next video, stay in the woods.